B.B. McQueen. You're the newest member of the greatest rock band in history. How the fuck does that feel?
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, growing into it more.
Do you have an erection? Are you growing into your erection now?
I pretty much always have an erection. The seasons are changing though, so I think it's dying off.
Spring is more your deal?
Spring's more my deal. Fall's more of a comfort season.
Yeah. You been getting laid a lot lately, BB?
Not as much as I'd like, but that's not what I'm aiming for anyway.
How much would you like? How much? You said not as much as
You know,
you'd like.
sometimes it's better just to lie with a girl.
Just hold them?
Yeah.
You like to be held, Brent?
Yeah, I like to be held.
So where the fuck did you come from?
Hometown.
I don't know, dude. Where the fuck did you come from?
I come from a small town called Alliston, Ontario.
Yeah. Do they have any famous people from Alliston?
There's a couple hockey players and
Like who?
Margaret Atwood.
Who the fuck is Margaret Atwood, dude?
She's a famous Canadian writer.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
And what about the hockey players? Anyone I've heard of?
Somebody could correct me on this when this comes out, but they start with an S and they're brothers, Sittler or something, or Shannon brothers or something.
Whatever. I don't know. Hockey's not really your thing, is it?
Oh, I love hockey.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you love it as much as rock and roll?
I get excited about it.
Yeah?
As much as rock and roll.
So you get excited about hockey, and there's some famous hockey players from your town, but you don't know who they are.
No, they're not good hockey players.
Oh, okay. So if you were to become the most famous dude ever from, like, Alistair, or wherever the hell you're from, Alliston, and you're the most famous dude ever, you're like, B.B. McQueen, famous rock star from Alliston, do you think they might name a street after you?
I don't see why not. I don't see that I'd ever go back to that town again now.
Not even for the ribbon cutting ceremony?
Oh, for the ribbon cutting ceremony, sure.
Yeah. So how long you been the newest and prettiest member of the Intergalactic Rockstars?
I think it's going on 4 or so months now.
What do you think we played, about 30 shows in that time? More, eh?
More than that, I'm sure.
Yeah. How was the first one for you?
The first one wasn't as bad. The first 3 were not bad. The 4th one was Edge Fest.
Yeah.
That was probably the most nervous I've ever been in my life.
Did you vomit?
Yeah, I threw up 5 times that day.
And just vegetables coming out, eh?
The vegetables and liquids, yeah.
Yeah. But how'd you do? How'd you think it went?
I thought it went terrific.
Yeah? It was fun, eh?
It was awesome.
What'd you think when you're standing there, 5 weeks earlier, you're sitting around in your, well, let's say dumpy apartment with your buddies.
It's a house.
What's that? A house, sure. And 5 weeks later, you're playing in front of 5,000 or 6,000 kids who are like really excited to see the new member and everything. How'd that feel?
Surreal. But,
Yeah.
I don't know, no different. I mean, I played in smaller bands before, and playing live is always the same excitement for me.
Yeah.
It's just more nerves beforehand,
Yeah.
more time to think about being nervous.
Yeah. So you played in other bands, everybody has, all of us have. What do you think it is about this band that's going to take us all the way?
Everybody in this band seems to care about it. Other bands that I've been in, it hasn't really been about the drive. It's just been about goofing off, just playing some songs. This is more about we want to write songs. We want to have fun. People catch on to that.
Yeah. You signed your first autograph 20 minutes after the first show. So you played one show and you're sitting in a rock band that's on a bullet train to stardom. Was that weird? Like, what were you thinking?
It was weird because it was embarrassing actually because I don't have good handwriting, so I've had to work on my signature more since then because the person that I did my first autograph for laughed at me.
They laughed at your autograph?
Yeah. I don't have very good handwriting.
Have you signed any tits?
Yeah, I signed a couple of tits, I guess.
A couple, as in 2 on 1 girl?
Pairs.
What's that?
A couple pairs, I
A
guess.
couple of pairs? Nice. And you were 14 years old, or 12 years old, and just getting into rock and roll. Who were you listening to?
At 14, I guess I was still into Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
They were probably the major band, because that's what everybody where I came from listened to. Guns N' Roses, Alice Cooper at that time probably were pretty much it. I didn't have a very big record collection at that time.
And why did those records do something for you? Like, what did they do to you, and why did they affect you, and how?
Well, originally I started up, they weren't even my records, it was my sister's records. And I thought so much of her that I just immediately grew onto those records. Through time I've grown to appreciate their actual music, and they've become 2 of my favorite bands now.
You know, you're writing with us for the next record. We're going to record in December. If some song that you had a huge part in writing with your band affected some kid, what are you going to think of that?
Oh, I think it would be awesome. I hope our music, I don't know, I hope, like all kids like the songs that we write. I also hope we could like introduce different people to other different bands. Like I love telling people who haven't only heard like say Alice Cooper, who've only heard like Feed My Frankenstein. I love to like lend them like one of the older records, and they'll just dig them. All stuff like that, just passing on music and getting other people into different things.
The first tour, we're driving along, and you've played probably 6 shows, and you're going to travel across the country and play every night. And you hit hour 5, and you're just outside of Sudbury, and you realize Vancouver's a long fucking way away. What were you thinking?
It actually wasn't that bad. It's hard to sleep in the vans actually, but the only, aside from the smell, everything went great.
What do you think caused that smell?
It could be Starboy.
Yeah, it could be. If you got a chance to talk to some of our fans now, and they're watching this video, obviously, hopefully somebody's fucking watching it, what do you say to them? What do you want to say to them?
Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for making me feel accepted in the band. As soon as I came in, I love meeting all of you, and sorry if I come off as a little shy to some of you, but thanks a lot.
Are you gonna fuck some chicks when we go to Europe? Thanks, baby.